Tonight, the measles outbreak in the U.S. on the rise, with more than 900 cases and 3 deaths across the country. 30 states reporting cases, with 663 in Texas alone, the majority in children.
They're offering 2 kinds of testing here.
The epicenter still West Texas, where the CDC has deployed its measles task force.
This is a serious situation. This outbreak is the biggest we've seen in the last 25 years.
Jonathan Yoder, Deputy Director of Infectious Disease Readiness at the CDC, helping to lead the effort to stop the spread. Is this outbreak under control?
We're still having cases, and that's not where we want to be. So, no, there's still work to do to bring this outbreak fully under control.
Measles is the most contagious virus known in the world, but almost totally prevented by the MMR vaccine. A large portion of the unvaccinated population in Gaines County is part of the Mennonite community.
The Mennonites love their children. They love them, they love their community, and they're very committed to creating a healthy community.
Yoder says he grew up Mennonite himself and hopes his shared history will help him connect with families here.
I think it's helpful. I think it's always helpful to come from a place of some understanding, to have some lived experience that relates as a starting point. But I think it's also dangerous if you then presume that you know.
Are you changing anyone's minds about vaccines?
I think there are some minds that are changing. But again, attitudes, beliefs are formed over time, and it's not realistic that those change in a very short period of time.
But the community also listens closely to the teachings of a Texas doctor named Ben Edwards, who's been giving vitamin A and cod liver oil to people in Gaines County sick with measles. The treatments are unproven and controversial. Are you meeting with Dr. Ben Edwards at all?
We don't have a regular conversation with Dr. Ben Edwards.
What is the reason for that? Because he's a major player, medical practitioner here in this community.
My understanding of what Dr. Edwards is, his focus is on treatment. And if there's an ongoing conversation that Ben Edwards would like to have, we would be very open to listening to that.
Secretary of Health Robert F. Kennedy Jr. met with Edwards during his recent visit to the county, praising him as an extraordinary healer. We asked Yoder about this trip and his boss's impact on the CDC multiple times.
I don't know that I'm the best judge to say the mood has shifted. There was a second child that died of measles, and that's a pretty serious event. And so I think any attribution you'd have to think through, is it really because you've now had a second death from measles, which is really tragic.
It seems like he has certainly not been urging vaccination to control this outbreak. How has that changed how you do your job? How has that changed the CDC's mission?
I may misquote Secretary Kennedy, but I do believe he said that vaccination is the best way we'll get this under control. So he has made that point. I do think we follow the science, and we do want to do the best thing for public health.
The public health director in nearby Lubbock, Catherine Wells, also meeting with the CDC team on Tuesday. Her biggest need from the agency?
It really is people. It is individuals that have worked with measles, that have seen how very infectious it is, being able to provide that technical assistance.
As doctors and health officials scramble to contain an outbreak that's growing by the day.
Erica Edwards joins us now from Lubbock, Texas. Fascinating reporting there, Erica. One thing that stood out was the fact that when you asked if the crisis and the outbreak was under control, he said not fully under control just yet. Based on the conversations you have had with health officials there on the ground in West Texas, is it fair to say that they are getting a handle on this outbreak?
You know, Ellison, here in Lubbock, cases are actually slowing down a little bit. And get this is actually the first week in the entire outbreak here in West Texas that no child is currently hospitalized with measles. So that is great news. However, health officials are keeping an eye on other parts of the state, like El Paso, where cases have been ticking up in the past few weeks.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.